Hello, good afternoon. I think the sun came out for us, which seems right. Hello, I am Gabrielle Fialkoff, New York City Parks Commissioner. I'm so thrilled to be with you here today for the unveiling of this Hebru Brantley work, The Great Debate. Yes! This work creates just another reason to come down to the Battery, to New York, to Manhattan's Gateway, and visit and celebrate New York City. The Great Debate is Hebrew's first public artwork in New York City, and we're really grateful that he has agreed to put Flyboy here with us at the Battery. And look at this. Flyboy invites all of us to come together and reflect on our history. I read that, and I want to ask Hebru about it, that Flyboy is inspired by the Tuskegee Airmen. And we reflect on that past and today, and the Great Debate and Flyboy give us a lot to think about, and an optimistic point of view after and during, we're still in the last few years, which have been so difficult for everybody. And of course, the importance of public art to inspire, to reflect, to expose people to ideas and give them an opportunity to think about where we are today and our society. So thank you so much, Hebru, for being with us today and lending us your incredible work. And this sculpture is just one of 50 public art pieces in and around New York City today. And really, during the pandemic, we all came to think about our parks and our open spaces as New Yorkers say, my park is my backyard. But during the pandemic, they became our living room and our dining rooms and our art galleries. There were a few months where our public art was our only art, that, galleries that were open to New Yorkers to celebrate and reflect. So it's an important part of what we do in New York City, and as part of our park system, to celebrate great artists and their work and bring that exposure to all New Yorkers in every neighborhood. So thank you so much for being here today. And I am thrilled to introduce the woman who is behind the incredible, vibrant, thriving place that is the Battery today. Years of dedication to making Battery Park what it is, and such an important part of our city. Please welcome Warri Price, President of the Battery Park Conservancy.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. It is a thrill, a great thrill. This is our very first, on this pad, this is the new bikeway space, and this is the first public art piece. This was built just for what you see today. But beside that, Flyboy, you are the Battery's first scholar in residence. We extend to you during your 12-month sabbatical the freedom to wander, mentally, of course, at your scale. Freedom to explore, to find new pathways of expression. It's what happens on this place, where you confidently stand. The Battery has embraced humankind through the ages. It is here to serve all who come seeking opportunity, renewal, and hope. Flyboy, you're now a part of this ever-evolving legacy and we say welcome. Your residency only requires you to value your experience, thrive within uncertainty, and spread your optimism far and wide. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Warri. And now I'm so pleased to introduce Councilmember Margaret Chin, who has been a great champion of this work. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I am just so excited that Flyboy, thank you, Hebru, for bringing him into our district, Lower Manhattan District number 1. And this is where the city began. And everyone who've come to New York City with hope and optimism for a fair chance to be able to make it here. And I think this will inspire for generations to come. For the young people who can look up and say, hey, I can do anything. And for even older people like us, we still are optimistic that New York City will have a brighter future for everyone. So thank you, Hebru, for your artwork. And welcome to Lower Manhattan.
And let's continue to celebrate Lower Manhattan with the chair of Community Board 1, Tammy Meltzer. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Commissioner, and thank you, everybody. He's beautiful. So thank you. I love public art. He stands here, faces our city, and challenges us to reimagine our public realm. Imagine he was given this space. What more could we do to transform the city? What more could we do to look at our streets and add public art? He almost sits here knowing with a look of confidence that he's the beginning, not the end of why we can transform our city. So we are delighted to welcome him to Community Board 1. We love his optimism. We love his tenacity of a challenge, I think. And I challenge all of you to think where would be a great place in your public realm and public use of our space to have more art like Hebru did here. Thank you, and thank you for visiting Community Board 1.
Thank you so much. And I've asked Warri just to share a little more about the Battery and the work here and the history and just why we're celebrating Flyboy here today, Warri.
Thank you. I'm known for my brief remarks, so I'll elongate them. I'm not one to carry on, Hebru. I just get the job done. But today is the beginning of youth empowerment. When the Parks Department and City Hall reached out, and as a courtesy to ask if the administrator myself would welcome such a wonderful new addition, I said yes, because this is the beginning of the Battery and youth empowerment as we ready in December. I promise we're thinking December 16th, keep our fingers, the first Battery Playscape. 5 ecology zones. It was designed after Sandy. It is designed to flood and recover. Isn't that really symbolic? We don't take adversity. We prepare for it and we recover from it. So the youth that Flyboy embodies in his strength and certainly in his stature is listen. We're listening to youth. We're a place to really bring you here, to empower you to be all you can be. It's also going to be our 10th anniversary of the Battery Urban Farm. Hebru, 10 years ago, 8 women from a millennial high school asked for a vegetable garden, and I said, let's do an urban farm instead. Every year, from 150 different public schools throughout New York, 7,000 children come to plant seeds and eat real vegetables from the Battery Urban Farm. So we'll be celebrating 10 years. And now all those children that come to farm will make their homage, will pat that boot, touch that shoelace, salute Flyboy and really give him the respect. But also, they'll feel as tall as he is. They will feel as strong as he stands there. When I first saw the pictures, I said, is this like a big fearless girl? You know, what is this? And they said, no, Warri, it's not an aggressiveness. It's a sense of confidence. It's a sense of, listen, I have something to say, and I'd like to kind of be able to share that with others. And so with that sense that we respect everyone's freedom of speech, freedom of thought, whether we agree or disagree, we never disagree with the freedom to speak. He really is sending such an incredible message. And we believe that his posture, his grandeur, all that I think you felt, Hebru, in imagining him, and now knowing that Flyboy responds to a time in our military history. This park probably has more fortress military defense memorials than any other one in the city, because we are the battery, the first line of defense. So I think the initial of what your initial feeling of those airmen, he truly does belong on the soil. This soil is the original landscape of New Amsterdam. New Amsterdam was Greenwich Street to Pearl. So we really are on Tierra Firma here. So the beginnings of our city, our state, and as people have said, Warri, you're the birthplace of the nation. They're still looking for Jamestown. So we really do know that he is here at a very special place. And we think our programming, now it really is, how do we program the great debate? Hebru, you don't want him to be just a monument of sculpture. You want him to encourage discourse. So our programming, that we will reach out to those 150 schools and have compositions, storytelling, debates, games, right here. We've got the space, we've got the time, and we thank you for the sabbatical of these 12 months. He'll learn a lot here. He's going to come back to you much better educated after his 12 months at the Battery in New York. And now, I think, Gabrielle, or would you like to introduce our next speaker? I'd like to introduce the mayor of New York City. Please welcome the man that brought Hebru Brantley to New York, Mayor de Blasio.
Thank you. Appreciate it so much. Thank you, Warri, of course. Well, everybody, this is a moment to celebrate, because this is how we come back. We learned in the height of the biggest crisis we had in our history, fighting COVID. We learned once again what arts and culture means to this city. And I think it's fair to say arts and culture is important all around the world, but this is ultimately the great American, the great global city of arts and culture. We value here our artists in a way that I think is special in all the world, because it's who we are. This is a city that has produced so many great artists. This is a city that has embraced so many great artists, that has given artists the opportunity to shine. And so often it's a city that's ahead of the curve. And in that identity, as a city of arts, a city of culture, a city that believes in the transcendent capacity of arts and culture, we found something even more during the pandemic. We needed the hope. We needed to cling to the hope, and you could feel it in the worst times. We sought out wherever we could the culture that gave us hope, and then things got a little better. It started to come out more. We started to feel it more, and we started to gain momentum and energy. And today is a day where we really recognize the way we're moving forward. Now, I want to thank everyone. Warri Price, thank you so much for your work, and everyone at the Battery Conservancy. our Parks Commissioner, Gabrielle Fialkoff, everyone at Parks Department. For all of them, this was something really special. This was something to embrace, to bring a great work of art here at the exact time of our recovery. I want to thank Councilmember Margaret Chin, who has always been there when we had an opportunity to do something different and meaningful for the community. She's always there. I want to thank my friend Morris Misery, who came forward and said, here's a chance to do something great for New York City. Hebru Brantley has created a work that, in my view, everyone has their own personal interpretation, in my view, helps us move forward. In my view, helps us think now beyond crisis and beyond pain and beyond conflict to where we need to go. To see a superhero of color, to see an image that says to so many people in New York City and in this country, this is a future for all of us, that moves me. And we know, and I don't think I have to tell anyone here, we know that the status quo for too long only represented some of us. And we know still it's too easy to find imagery that does not see the goodness in some of us. But when artists help us move forward, help us look into a world where we address some of our imperfections, we find each other in a different way, that's a service beyond what even us in public service can imagine. That changes hearts, changes minds. This city has always embraced people who saw over the horizon. Basquiat and Keith Haring and Andy Warhol and so many others who in their moment a lot of times weren't understood or felt, but then more and more people realized they were telling us something we needed to see, we needed to feel, we needed to understand. So today, I'm going to have the great honor of bringing forward the artist himself. And he is doing something great for this city. He's doing something great for this city. He is a person who has been acknowledged and exhibited all over the world, in Chicago, and London, and Tokyo, and Hong Kong. But he wanted to do this for us. And we, in this pandemic, have had to oftentimes help our whole nation see a way back. This is another part of how we see our way back and then to a better place. Hebru Brantley, thank you for your commitment. Thank you for doing something for all of us. And I don't need to tell you, but I'm going to. So many people are going to come here and be moved and inspired. This is people's art. This is the place for the people. God bless you. Thank you. Welcome. We'd love to hear from you. I do not need to adjust the microphone.
What's up, good people? I keep it short and sweet. I really appreciate everybody coming out today for me, for Flyboy. When I created Flyboy, it was out of a necessity to see myself and, my friends, my family, in a situation of empowerment. And that's what, this statue is about today. It's more about empowerment over power. I think that we have faced, obviously, some of the toughest times that most of us have ever known. The world seemingly divided on certain, views, whether politically, socially. And I think, as we all have the right to sort of stand on either side and stand firm in our beliefs and stand strong. And I think that this is what this great debate statue represents. It really represents the power of the people. And I'm so grateful. This is a dream come true. It's no secret New York is the mecca for many things. Hip hop, art, and go on and on and on. But to be able to exhibit the work here, to be able to have my work viewed by thousands of people a day is beyond my wildest dreams, and I'm so immensely grateful and thankful. And you know, to these fine women here, to His Honor the Mayor, and to my brothers from another mother, Joe and Morris. You know, without these good people up here, you know, this wouldn't be possible. And I'm just, you know, grateful for the vote of confidence that they gave me and allowing me to do this. So, wrapping it up, I'll just say this, New York, please, you know, take care of my son. You know, he's on loan for a year, you know, just be good to him. He'll be good to you guys. And once again, thank you guys.
There are scissors.
Always scissors.
It's right.
Always scissors.
What are we cutting? You have a ribbon too. Okay, this is all coming together.
Oh, there is a ribbon.
Suddenly appeared. And we'll do it wherever you want. This is very symbolic ritual.